Planned value, actual cost, and earned value are critical metrics in earned value management. And in this video, I am going to show you how to use the earned value management to control the cost and time of your project. And there will be video chapters on the video timeline so that you can watch or repeat any specific parts of the video as you need. And let's start. So the first part we want to cover here is the planned value. And I have a project, and the duration for this project, as you can see, is 14 months. So I have from month number 1 up to month number 14. And for each month, I have a planned percentage here. And actually the planned value is what? From your program of work or from your time schedule, you know the time of each activity and every work in the project. And from your budget, you know the cost of these items. So basically, when you load the cost on your time schedule, you get the monthly planned value because you know every month what are the works that you will do. And from your budget, you know the cost of these items. So that's how you get the monthly planned value for month number 1, 60,000 worth of works. For month number 2, 90,000, 150,000, 210,000, and so on until month number 14. So because you have all the items of the project and you have the cost of these items, you can get the monthly planned values, and also you can get the planned percentage as well. And the next row that we have here is the cumulative planned value. And what is the cumulative? It is just the summation up to a specific month. So for example, here month number 4, I have monthly planned values for month number 4, 210, for month number 350, 90, 60. So here the cumulative for month number 4 will be just the summation of these 4 numbers. And there is an Excel formula here. We can say that the first cell here will equal to this cell, and the second one will be this plus this, and the third one will be this plus this, fourth this plus this, and so on. So it is just the summation here. If you take the summation of these 4 numbers, it's 510, which is the cumulative that I am getting here. So obviously, when you do this for the whole 14 months of the project, the final figure or the final number that you will get here is your project budget. So we will be executing this project in 14 months, and our budget here is 3 million. And this is the monthly planned value, and we have here the cumulative planned value. So when you go and you draw the relationship between the cumulative planned value and the project duration or the project month, you get what we call the S-curve, as you can see here. So as you can see here, for example, the S-curve, it looks like this, or you can do it in a bar chart like that. It's the same thing. But here I am just drawing the month 1, 2, 3 up to month number 14. And in month number 1, we have here, if you see this one, it's 60,000, which is coming here. For example, month number 5, it's 780,000, which is this one. And in month number 14, we are getting the 3 million, which is our budget for this project. And as you can see here, this is the S-curve using my planned values and the cumulative planned values and also the project duration. And the second part we have here is the actual cost. And the actual cost is just the monthly actual cost. So every month we will just see from our accounting software or from our accounts department how much is the monthly cost or expenses of this project. So here we are getting in month number 1 this much, month number 2 this much, month number 3, 4, and so on. So we keep recording the cost during the project execution every month. By the end of the month, we go and we see how much is the monthly expense, and we put this number here. And similarly, we need also the cumulative actual cost, which is similar to what we did here for the cumulative planned cost. So just the first cell here will be equal to this one. And here the cumulative actual cost by month number 2 will be the summation of these 2 numbers. Here, for example, for month number 7, it will be the summation of all these numbers. So it is equal to this plus this. So it's just an Excel formula so that we keep recording the actual cost while we are executing the project. But at this point, you cannot judge if the performance of the project is good or bad, because here, for example, in the first month, our cumulative planned value is 60,000 and cumulative actual cost is 62,000. So it means that we have spent more than planned. But maybe we spent more than planned because we executed more than the planned works. So that doesn't mean that the performance of the project is bad. But still you need a third metric so that you can decide on how the project is actually performing. Because if, for example, I take month number 7 here, you can see that our cumulative actual cost is about 1.45 million. and our cumulative planned cost is 1.44 million. So are we really above budget, or do we have a cost overrun, or are we spending more due to some reason that we need to look into? This will take us to the next point, which is the earned value. So the earned value is the value of the works that have been completed. And here, as you can see, for example, for the first month, I have completed works that are worth 45,000. And how can we get this number, or how can we get this percentage? From progress sheet, or you can get it from your payment application. I'll keep links in the description for my payment application videos so that you can see how you can get this earned percentage, like monthly wise, and also the monthly earned value and the cumulative earned value. But if we take month number 1 as an example, you will see that the cumulative planned value was 60,000 and the cumulative actual cost 62,000. So your plan was to execute works that are worth 60,000 and you spent 62,000, but in reality the worth of the works that you have completed is only 45,000, and that's why the earned value is very important. For example, let's look at month number 5. Our cumulative planned value was 780,000 and our actual cost was 781. But did we spend more because we executed more works, or because the cost performance of the project is bad? Here, as we can see, we will look at the earned value. So we have completed works that are worth actually 780, and it is as per the plan 780, but we ended up spending more. So we have 1,000 here cost overrun. So having the earned value in mind all the time is very important to be able to judge the project performance. So if you are a cost control engineer and you see something like this in the first month, actually your planned value was 60,000 and your earned value is only 45,000, so you are not following your plan, and also you are spending more than you are supposed to spend. So you will bring the project manager to start the discussion why on earth this is happening, and you will start to dig deeper into the problem and understand what are the project issues, and you start working with the project manager on solving them. And this is actually the whole purpose of knowing these things, the planned value and the actual cost and the earned value. And quickly, if we are meeting for the first time, I am Ahmed Adel and you are watching Cost Engineering Professional, and here I help you develop the required skills and enhance your knowledge to elevate your cost engineering career. So if this is what you want, you can quickly subscribe. And as we can see here, we have our chart or our S-curve, and we have the planned value and the actual cost and the earned value. So every month we can compare these three numbers and see how are we performing. And this will take us to the next point, which is called the Schedule Performance Index. And as you can see here, I have another two rows, the Schedule Performance Index and the Schedule Status. And what is that? The Schedule Performance Index is just, I'm going to divide the cumulative planned value by the cumulative earned value. And we don't want to memorize our formulas here, we just need to understand the logic behind that. So if the Schedule Performance Index is more than 1, it means that we are behind the schedule. And why is that? Because our plan was to execute in the first month 60,000 worth of works, but we executed only 40,000 worth of works, which makes us understand that we are behind the schedule, because the Schedule Performance Index is above 1, which means that the planned value is more than the earned value. So here, for example, in the third month, if you can see, the Schedule Performance Index is equal to 1. Why it is equal to 1? Because our cumulative planned value was 300,000 and our earned value by the third month was also 300,000. So that means that we are on schedule. Like in the third month of the project, when we look at here column 1 and 2 and 3, we will not have all of this because we are still in month number 3 of the project. So here, month number 3, I am on schedule. For example, month number 6, I am ahead of a schedule because the Schedule Performance Index is less than 1. Why less than 1? Because our cumulative planned value was 1,080,000, and actually the earned value or the cumulative earned value is 1,095,000. It is more. Our earned value is more than our planned value, so it means that we are ahead of a schedule. We are executing more than our plan. So it means here in terms of time or schedule, we are ahead of a schedule. So we have to look at the schedule performance index to see are we behind the schedule or on schedule or ahead of schedule. This is the use of the schedule performance index. And to get the schedule performance index, all you have to do is to divide the cumulative planned value by the cumulative earned value, and you will compare this number. Is it less than 1? Is it equal to 1? Is it more than 1? And here actually I have one Excel formula that will do that. It's just checking that this number is less than 1 or equal to 1 or more than 1 to give me here, or to put here behind the schedule, on a schedule, ahead of a schedule, and so on, so that I'll keep looking at this cell every month to see my status in terms of time. And if you are still watching until now, thank you so much for being here with me this whole time. And please let me know in the comments what do you think about this video and what are the videos that you would like to watch next. This will help me improve the content and produce videos that will really help you improve. And now coming to the most interesting part for me, which is the cost performance index. And the cost performance index is an indicator that tells you are you below the budget or on budget or above budget. So as you can see here for the first month, for example, if we divide the actual cost by the earned value, and again we are dealing with the cumulative values, very important, I am getting a cost performance index of 1.38, which means I am 38% above my budget. Why? Because I spent 62 and I earned only 45. And actually my plan was to earn 60,000. So I earned only 45,000, or I completed works that are worth only 45,000, and the cumulative cost for that was 62,000. That means that I am having a cost overrun. I am above my budget right now. I executed only 45 and I spent 62. So that means that I am 30% above budget, and here I am also behind the schedule, as we discussed for the schedule performance index. So for the cost performance index, you have to keep doing that throughout the project. So for example, here in the second month, we have a cost performance index of 1.25. That means again that we are 25% above our budget by the end of month number 2. And why is that? Because here our cumulative actual cost is 150 and our earned value is only 120. So I spend 150 to earn 120. And actually my plan was to earn 150 by the end of the second month. So here in terms of a schedule, I am behind the schedule. Why I am behind the schedule? Because I earned 120 only when I was supposed, as per my plan, to earn 150. And also I am having a cost overrun. Why? Because I spent 150 to earn 120. So using the schedule performance index and the cost performance index is very important in your project. And as you can see here, you have to keep looking at the cost performance index to check your budget status. So here, month number 3, I was 2% again cost overrun or above my budget. Month number 4, it is less than 1, it is 0.96, which means that I am having cost underrun. So here in month number 4, we started again to optimize our cost performance and start to become below our budget. In month number 5, we are still on budget, we can say, and here again we are having cost underrun, and so on. You keep controlling your cost, and here we have one Excel formula that is checking are we having cost overrun or cost underrun. And actually this is not exactly equal to 1, that's why here it is not saying on budget, but that's completely fine. But as you can see here, the cost performance index, you keep tracking this index throughout the project, and the more data you have or the more time passes from your project, the more optimized this number becomes. Why? Because it was 1.38 here in the first month, because we have the data only for 1 month. For the second month it became less, for the third month less, and it becomes around the 1, like 0.99, 1, 1.01, 1.03. So here by the middle of the project you start to, like, again, of course, after applying your cost control measures and all of that, after being way above your budget, you start to become on budget again, and that's how you make sure that you will end the project within your budget. And using the cost performance index, you can calculate very interesting thing, or very interesting two things actually. One of them is called the cost at completion and the cost to complete. And these are very important numbers to be looking at as a cost control engineer throughout the project to make sure that you end up on budget. You execute this project really on budget. So here, what is the cost at completion? Actually, we have two assumptions based on our cost performance index. So for the first month, we don't have much data about our project yet, but we have a cost performance index of 1.38, as you can see here. So the first assumption is that this cost performance will continue throughout the project. So because in the first month I was 38% above my budget, so that means if the project budget is 3 million, then I'll end up the project with 4.1 million if this bad cost performance continues. So here, to calculate the cost at completion, we are just multiplying the cost performance index by our budget. So if this bad cost performance continues, then our project will end up with 4.1 million. We will end up spending 4.1 million to execute this project while our budget was only 3 million. So here, calculating the cost at completion using our cost performance index is very important. And this is the first assumption. And the second assumption can be that this bad cost performance will not continue throughout the project. It was just a problem or something in the first month. So how do we calculate that? We will say that, okay, for the first month, we are 38% above our budget. So we spent 62 and our earned value is 45. So there is a difference between these two. So only this difference will be added to the budget for the remaining works. So here is just a formula that says the total budget minus the earned value plus the actual cost. So I'm actually adding the difference between these two numbers to the project budget. This is the second assumption, that the bad performance will be only in the first month. It will not be like the first assumption that the bad performance will continue throughout the project. No, here I am assuming that I had bad performance only in the first month, but for the remaining part of the project, I'll be working very well. So these are the two assumptions to calculate the cost at completion. And we also need to calculate the cost to complete, because now when I have the cost at completion, 4.1 million, I can calculate how much more I need to spend to finish this project. So all of this is happening in the first month. Again, you see the numbers are very high because we still don't have much details and much data. So cost to complete here, as per assumption number 1, will be equal to cost at completion minus the actual cost, because here you are calculating that you need, as per your cost performance index, you need 4.1 million to finish the project and you already spent 62. So the difference here will be the cost to complete, how much more money you need to finish this project. So it is equal to the cost at completion, 4.1 million minus the 62,000. This is the cost to complete as per the first assumption. But as per the second assumption, it will be different, because your second assumption said that the cost at completion will be only 3,017,000. As I told you, we are considering the bad performance only for the first month. So here the cost to complete will be equal to cost at completion minus the actual cost. And again, it's a formula that will be applied throughout the project. But again, as I told you, because our cost performance index was very high here, 38% above budget in the first month. So in the first month, we assumed that we need either 4,071,000 to finish the project, more than what we spent, or we might need 2.955 million to finish because of the 38% here. But for example, when we come to month number 4 and our cost performance index became less than 1, so here, cost at completion, it's 2.866, and the cost to complete was 2.35. So again, I told you that it's an Excel formula that will keep calculating this, but I want you to imagine that you are in month number 4. So you don't have all these data actually. You have only your planned values, but your actual cost and your earned values, you still don't have them. So here, when I am in this month number 4, still I started to understand that, okay, I still can finish this project within my budget, even I had 2 bad months here in the beginning, but I recovered them in month number 3 and month number 4. And by the end of month number 4, I can inform my company or my project manager or whoever that you still need 2.3 million to finish this project. And again, you will keep predicting this number every month, telling them based on your cost performance index, which is being calculated here, you will keep telling your company that I have 2 assumptions. The first assumption that the current cost performance will continue. And again, the second assumption, which is the cost performance that we have will be applicable only for the previous month, and the remaining month will be done on budget. So you can keep giving your company these 4 numbers every month. The cost at completion based on the 2 assumptions, and the cost to complete also based on these 2 assumptions. And now let me show you this part because it is interesting. Here our budget for this project was 3 million. And actually our cost is 3,026,000, which means that we spent 26,000 more to finish this project. We finished this project with over budget or with cost overrun, so we have a 26,000 more. But if we didn't apply the cost control principles, maybe we have spent more than that. But let me show you one thing here. You ended up spending 3,026,000. So see here, and you know this information only in the last month, by the way. But cost to complete and cost at completion here, you see, in month number 7, you actually started to predict that you will finish the project with this much. So see here, 3,027,000. Month number 8, 3,081,000. Month number 9, 3,039,000. So here, somewhere in these 3 months, you started to predict that this will be your actual cost by the end of the project. Why? Because you were calculating your cost performance index, and every month, like, the data is being optimized because you have more details about how really your project is performing. So if I take the average of these 3 numbers as per the first assumption, it says here the average is 3,049,000. And for the second assumption, it's around 3,029,000. So here somewhere in this month, I understood already before 5 months or 4 months, I understood already that I will end up this project spending more around, let's say 20,000, 30, 50, something in this range. And that's why monitoring the cost at completion and the cost to complete and your cost performance index is very important in the projects. And please let me know in the comments what you would like to watch next, because it helps me improve this content and make videos that really can help you improve in your career. And I'll let YouTube suggest on what you should watch next. I'm sure it will be a good video and you will find it here next to me. And that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.